Are you looking for the best alarm clock? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best alarm clock on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. DreamSky Compact Digital Alarm Clock. This budget digital alarm clock does so much for so little. It has the largest numerical display of the clocks we tested, 2 USB ports, and easy-to-use tactile controls, which take the guesswork out of changing settings. Those who desire a large digital display, want to charge devices overnight via USB, and don't mind a plug-in model. If you're looking for an alarm clock that does a lot on the cheap, the DreamSky Compact Digital Alarm Clock is both an alarm clock and a USB charging station. Something that really stood out with this model, versus other clocks we tested, the DreamSky has an enormous digital display, each number is 2 inches tall, that stretches across the entire front of the clock. Although I'm nearsighted, with basically mole-like eyesight, I could read this clock clearly from a distance, without wearing glasses or contacts. Some digital alarm clocks we tested, specifically those with lots of extra features and controls, such as the Philips wake-up light, required a detailed review of manuals to get them up and running. The DreamSky, on the other hand, was plug and play. The clock was easy and intuitive to set and adjust, with clearly labeled buttons for time and alarm and 2 physical dials for volume control and display brightness. The DreamSky was the only clock we tested that had such a wide range of customization options. It's simple to literally dial in your personal preferences. The snooze button isn't a physical button, but there's a touch-sensitive surface that shushes the alarm in 9-minute increments. Number 2. Lofty. This was one of the least sleep-disruptive digital alarm clocks we tested. Whether it's the night light, the snooze button, or the sound of the alarm tones, every detail feels like it's been refined to reinforce a state of calm. Those who believe in the minimalist ethos of less, but better, and people who enjoy falling asleep or waking up to ambient music and nature sounds. The Lofty can fool you into thinking you're waking up of your own accord every morning, rather than being forcibly annoyed out of bed. Of all the alarm clocks we tested, the clock's selection of 5 ambient compositions best induced the sensation of arising alongside the natural cues of the morning, sounds of birds, ambient tones, morning temple bells. After 9 minutes, the Lofty follows up the first alarm with an ever so slightly more insistent get-up chime. After first using the Lofty, I wrote down that I felt like I had arisen to a morning directed by Terrence Malick, all contemplative mood and relaxing stillness. There's the option to set different alarms scheduled for different days of the week, as well as a multitude of alarms you could set as reminders throughout the day to get up occasionally, exercise, or walk the dog, among other everyday tasks. The Lofty is also designed to help owners relax and fall asleep. It includes a variety of background noise generators, white, brown, pink, and so forth, meditation/breathwork soundscapes, and even a podcast called Snoozecast. Any sound can be programmed to be activated or turned off with the press of a button, and this made the Lofty easy to use when the heavy blanket of unconsciousness began to take over at night. Number 3. October 17th Wooden Alarm Clock. A clock you can control with a clap or a tap. This alarm clock has a unique tip-proof, triangular design, and you can set the display to turn off automatically after 10 seconds, just tap the clock's face to wake it up again. Why it's great, the October 17th's triangular-shaped wood body looks much nicer than one might expect from a budget clock. In fact, it's more attractive than many pricier clock options we considered. It's also the only clock we found that's virtually impossible to tip over. This model is very affordable, and yet compared with the cheap feel of the DreamSky and Capello alarm clocks, the October 17th seems upscale. The clock's wood grain finish has a great feel, and it's cool now you see me, now you don't LED display shines from beneath its veneer. The October 17th displays more information at a glance than any other clock we recommend, showing the time and date, alternating, alongside the temperature and humidity level, all without requiring an internet connection. If you're bothered by ambient light glowing from your clock, the October 17th has 3 brightness settings. And it's the only display we found that you can set to turn off completely after 10 seconds. But when you need to know the time again, a clap of the hands or a tap on the front face will reawaken the clock for 10 seconds. If you don't wake at the same time each day, this is the digital alarm clock for you. It has 3 separate alarms, including one you can set to skip on weekends, to allow for sleeping in. Number 4. Philips Smart Sleep Wake Up Light HF3520. Best Sunrise Alarm Clock. A serene alternative to loud alarms, this clock induced a gentler wake-up, a simulated sunrise accompanied by birdsong, than any other clock we tried. But it's pricey, and it's harder to navigate than the other clocks we tested. Anyone who hates being jolted awake each morning with a wailing alarm, and those who prefer easing into consciousness with increasing luminosity. Why it's great. A top pick in our guide to sunrise alarm clocks, the Philips Smart Sleep Wake Up Light HF3520 is still our favorite sunrise alarm clock for anyone who hates being woken abruptly. Over the span of 30 minutes, the luminous LED orb produces a convincing simulation of dawn or dusk. It provides a kinder, gentler wake-up than any other alarm we recommend, and it's the only clock we tested that can help lull you to sleep at night. The wake-up light also includes more alarm options than most clocks we tried, with 5 nature-themed tones, along with a built-in FM tuner and a backup alarm. However, navigating the clock's touch surface and icon-based menu system isn't very intuitive, and not always responsive. Our favorite setting was a combination of the simulated sunlight paired with the convincing sounds of cheerful chirping birds. We also found the clock's light sufficiently bright enough to work as a decent reading lamp, making the wake-up the only clock we recommend that can do so. At 8 inches wide, this model takes up a lot more room on the nightstand than other clocks we tested. But when you think of the wake-up as a combination alarm clock and bedside lamp, it presents a pretty efficient use of space. Number 5. Hatch Restore 2 Sunrise Alarm Clock. While I like the Lofty's design, the Hatch Restore 2 is the one I wanted to keep on my nightstand after I tested it. I prefer its more subtle look and I like its sunrise light more, though the Lofty lamp gives that model an edge if you're willing to splurge on it. The Restore 2's light has a softer glow thanks to the fabric surrounding it and compared to the effect created by Lofty's transparent casing. Unlike the Lofty's single color light, the Hatch has 18 possible colors, and they can all be changed from within the app. My room doesn't get much light in the mornings, and the Hatch's vibrant but not overbearing light serves as a gentle nudge to help wake me up. Like the Lofty, the Restore 2 has 14 built-in alarm sounds to choose from. I prefer the soothing chords of Joyful Morning. You can even play white noise to fall asleep to. Unlike with the Lofty, some of these ambient tracks are available for free, though others are available only with a subscription, $5 per month. That subscription also unlocks guided meditations and fun things like the series I'll Scroll For You, where a host narrates what they're doing on their phone in every episode. It's sort of like a podcast version of someone's hushed internal monologue. In one episode they comment on the question prompts their Hinge suggestions have on their profiles, and in another the narrator talks us through their hunt for a new couch on Facebook Marketplace. On its own, the Restore 2 offers more than enough to help make sleep a little easier, but I'll admit, I've enjoyed trying out some of Hatch's subscription content, so it's worth checking out at least for the free trial.